All right. I am going to call this Town of Dayton Commission on Disability meeting to order. It's currently 4 p.m. It's June 5th, 2025, and we are at Old Town Hall. This meeting is being recorded, and we do have members on Zoom. If everyone could just say their name and if they're present, please.
Kevin Smith, present.
Jonathan Gale, ADA coordinator, present.
Christina De Oliveira, present.
Cynthia Boland, present.
And Nicole Mello, present. We're just going to do a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, and justice for all. It's always my biggest fear I'm going to forget the words.
I know,
even though I say it like every day at work, but that's it. All right.
Oh, they still pledge allegiance. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So we have no new business. We're going to hop over to old business.
Okay.
Our first agenda item is an update on the helmet program. I know at our last meeting I had discussed that I was going to finish creating that brochure that I was going to make. I did finish it. So far I've shared it with Cindy. I gotta send it. I think I can send it out to everyone. So I have like a Canva, but I'm not a paid for Canva. So I don't know how many people I can invite to it. Tomorrow I'll invite the rest of the members so that you guys can all take a look at it and let me know if you want any changes or what you think. Cindy liked it. She didn't like my catchphrase. You guys let me know if you like my catchphrase. It was something like wearing a helmet.
It's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. I Googled catchphrases for helmets. That was number one.
I like it.
There's other options. AI gave other options. So if we're not all a fan of that, I can definitely switch that.
Yeah, I'm just one person. So it's fine. You know, I'm fine with it. But
Cindy doesn't like fun. But other than that, it's all completed. I'll send an invite for everyone to take a look at it. And if you could just individually give me your thoughts so that we can like finalize that. And because I believe that did have like some money that needed to be spent. Jonathan, I don't know if you were gonna buy ink or something to print those.
Well, let me ask you. I'm going to half segue because in order to respond to the helmet thought too.
Yes.
So I sent you all earlier by email a little earlier, a link which we'll get to for other things we can purchase potentially too, and it's for water bottles. We can purchase 500 of them potentially. But what I also put there was the logo that we used before on the calendars.
Okay.
So you have it in your emails. And the reason I put the logo there, the picture that Justina, the same thing. She has the CAMP program to do that. So, and that's the logo that we've already used in the past. And I'm wondering whether we do water bottles or the helmets, she can share that logo with you so that we can put that same logo on the helmet along with whatever you want it to say.
Yes.
he sent you the.
Oh, we sent it.
Yeah.
If you already sent it to me, I can probably put it in there, Jonathan.
It was in a separate email.
Right. I sent you one email with the link for the water bottles and realized I didn't, so I sent it about an hour ago.
Oh, okay.
It was. Let's try one more time, right there.
Oh, wait, send that to me again because I have issues. But don't send it to my bank.
And Nicole,
Yes.
I have a paid subscription to Canva, so if you get like held up with doing certain things, let me know. I'll just like give you my login, because now sometimes like some graphics and stuff are locked, or they say you can log in under mine and like make edits, because sometimes it gets funky with like adding your own images and being able to like cut it.
If I get pulled up, I keep doing fake not fake accounts, but what is it that you get like
Trials.
I'll do another trial.
Okay.
And then I should be good.
Yep. So that's the logo that we've used for, as I said, for what we've done before. So whether you want to stay with that or not, I would think yes, but it's up to you guys, not really me.
I'm just looking at it again.
What we'd have to add there is, of course, Dayton Commission on Disability or Dayton COD, and then add the phone number and the email.
I think because of our time restriction that we just wouldn't have time to go back to the drawing board and that. I mean, I think that looks Great. Anyone else have a chance to look at that again?
Yeah, I'm just pulling it back up now, but I
I
did look.
did look at the thing, it was like they're $1.02 per bottle, but
Yeah.
it says add $50 off for setup, so I don't know if we'd be able to order.
No, they would waive that for us.
They will, oh, great, oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
So they could basically $500 is 509. I forget exactly how much we had available. I thought it was 500,
Yeah,
but
think
they could do 500 bottles for $509, and then they would waive a setup fee.
Okay.
nice.
Well, is the thought process here that we'd hand out the pamphlets along with like something, because the police department got the funding for the helmets, right?
Yeah, they got the helmets, so sharing those with the police department when they were gonna pass out helmets, but also sharing them when we're gonna pass out water
Like
bottles.
at events and stuff.
It gives
Right.
us some kind of, thing to give out that has our name and stuff
Mhm.
like that.
Well, the brochure, if we have a pamphlet or brochure, and I have heavy stock for that to answer what you were talking about. Once we have it, I've got probably 2,500 sheets of very heavy stock. That's, can be easily a trifold. And as we talked before, Carrie Easterday has a color printer, so she could run that for us. And then we could just, with a piece of tape, we could put, or a rubber band, we could put one of those around each of the water bottles. So if you take a water bottle, you get, no matter what, you get the pamphlet.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Kevin? You look.
Yeah, no, I kind of like that approach. I don't think I don't know if we want to talk to Kerry about what does a couple ink cartridges cost just to factor in.
Mhm.
I have to talk to her about that already Monday, Kevin, for open space. So I'll find out because she's going to be doing something on that printer for open space already.
Yeah, so maybe we can adjust the amount of bottles we purchase based on what we need to contribute for ink.
Yep, I'll find out.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good.
So are we okay if I order these water bottles? Well, the only thing I'll have to do is check with accounting, because I forget from what we did before. Because we had our own town printer do the other stuff, it was the invoice. In this case, it may be that I have to use a credit card and she'll just reimburse me. And I've done that with her in the past. So it's not a big deal. I just show her the invoice.
No, don't do that. Have them use the town credit card.
Okay.
They might not. I used to do the same thing for parks, and it's highly frowned upon. So I would suggest asking go through Leanne and have Leanne order it, and she can get the credit card from the treasurer's office.
Okay.
But don't order until we know what the ink's gonna cost, like
Right.
Kevin said.
No, I know, since we're not going to meet before then and we have to do this by the end of this month, I will get that specific and just send a quick email out to everybody with a thumbs up or thumbs down response kind of thing.
Jonathan, what color were you thinking for the water bottle?
I can't see. Do I really care?
No, but you can still. I just need to show up in a purple shirt and green pants. So I mean, you care about stuff like that. You must care about. Do you have a color?
Let me ask you. The picture that I sent you, which was I think that had color in it. Was that the color if it does, that's the color we had on the calendars.
So I would say,
blue.
yeah, I would say that would probably look best. It would stick out best on a white water bottle.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So we'll go with that logo on a white water bottle.
Yeah.
And then we'll just be adding the COD address and phone number. Not address, mailing address. Email, excuse me. Wow. Email and phone number.
It looks like the water bottle can be a different color than the cap. So we're saying
Yes, it can. Yep.
Water bottle, can we do a blue cap?
Ooh, yeah, I like that.
To go
Okay.
with the
Like
blue
a powder blue cap or a sea blue cap?
oh God.
Probably
See,
you
I'm like,
probably want that royal color because it's kind of
Royal,
close
yeah.
to the logo.
Okay. All right. I'll have Justina create a final draft of what it would look like anyway with her program, same as Kevin has, and then I'll send it to me and I'll send it out to everybody. It'll be about a week though, because she's leaving for a cruise tomorrow morning. So give it about a week or 10 days.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. So is that something we should probably vote on that, right? Because it's
Yeah, because there's gonna be money involved. Does anyone have a motion in regards?
I'll make a motion that we purchase water bottles with an amount to be determined based on the cost of printing of pamphlets.
I get a second.
Cynthia Bowen second.
And can I get a vote? And then everyone has to say their name just because we're got Zoom going on.
Christina De Oliveira, aye.
Cynthia
Kevin
Bowen,
Smith,
aye.
aye.
Nicole Mello, aye.
And then do you need a motion for the ink, the price of the ink or no?
I think there's one more I missing.
Oh, is-
Aye. I'm a pirate. We got Christina, we got Kevin, we got me. We got Cynthia. I think we're good. All right, next is FY 25 funds.
Well, wait a minute, before you
Yeah.
go on, just keeping this on track, because you do have, we talked about the water bottles, but we forgot about the emblem for the helmets, which is what we started with it on this. So to go back to that, for those emblem helmets using the same logo and the same information, I can see the same thing for, I have somebody, the same company, Vistaprint, who will do it and waive any upcharge or setup charge. But I would need to know how many potentially you need. And they're probably going to have a sticky backing so that they can be affixed to the helmets, and what the sizes you want.
I think we kind of maybe I'm confused too, but I think we segued away from that, and because the police department got the funding for the helmets, and bicycle helmets are usually vented, which are extremely hard to put a sticker on. Anyway, but like our contribution would be, this would be an accompaniment to the helmet.
For the water bottle. Okay.
The helmet.
Yeah.
Okay. So it'll be kind of go as a package. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Sounds good. I'm done.
And that reduced the work you got to do. So you're welcome.
Yeah, we were gonna have you put all the stickers on, Jonathan.
They'd probably be backwards and upside down, but I'll do it.
It would add character. So we're gonna go to the next item, which was FY 25 funds, which if everyone's still comfortable, I think we just addressed that within our last agenda item. Does anyone have any further discussion?
Nope.
No, okay. We're gonna move on to member reports. Do any of our members currently have anything to report on? Looks like a no. All right. Then we're gonna move over to ADA coordinator report, Jonathan.
So this past month since we've met, I've had a lot of questions from people in town about services and resources in general, more than any other month actually recently. I think I've had, as of this morning, I had 43 questions for the month, which is a big jump. And I think a lot of it's because people wanted to know about programs and facilities in town for the summer, geared for kids with disabilities or adults with disabilities. If they want to, a lot of it's referrals. Can you tell me where there's a recreational playing for my son who has, or things like that. Or I have a mother coming to visit me and she uses a walker. Is there anywhere I can take her? So a lot of it was related to that this month, outdoor types of things. There were a number of things that I'm still being asked about the school. That hasn't changed. That's still an uptick certainly from last year for school services and resources. And then there were a few other suggestions that people wanted to know about. I did have a couple of other residents in town who wanted to know whether or not they could potentially put a sign for a deaf person on their street. I had one for a blind person as well. I had another one which is a sign that exists, but we haven't used yet, for somebody who's autistic, so that people are aware. I've had 2 people this month ask about putting slow down signs in their neighborhood because they know that there's people with disability, but that's not so defined. So, I've had a number of people coming to me and asking me for things like that. And I've also looked at a couple of streets with people to see whether or not their crumbling sidewalks would qualify for anything in the future. The other thing there is that I'm sending a letter to, it'll go through Tom Ferry and probably the TA as well to just review and approve first, reminding residents that they're responsible for trimming the branches and trees that overhang on sidewalks or walking space within, if it's out in front of their home. That has to be kept clear because of eye level, head level, et cetera, wheelchairs, things like that. And with all the growth that's happening now, especially with all the rain we've had, there are several calls I've gotten about growth on sidewalks. So now it's time to remind people it's time to mitigate. And then if they don't mitigate and I get calls again, at that point, where Tom is the tree officer, I'm going to have to ask him to send a letter telling them that it has to be trimmed back. So that's it.
Nice. Thank you, Jonathan. All right, discuss PMA report. Our favorite, where's Kevin in space?
Yeah, I don't have anything new on that for this meeting.
That's fine. Seems like we've made headway in other areas, so that's good. Update on lower level town hall threshold.
So Nicole, right before we started, I finally, because just kept slipping my mind, I sent you over that letter that we voted on in the previous meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe, you can just request that gets put on I think your next meeting is what, the 11th for
Yes.
selectmen. So if that can maybe get discussed then, and we can,
I'll forward it along.
yeah, move forward with that. So
That sounds good. Anyone have anything to add to that? I did forget to ask about the minutes from our last meeting. So I don't believe they were sent out. Right?
I didn't check back. I actually, the May meeting, which I didn't send them out because I couldn't find a book. I have way too many notebooks going on. But then I did locate it after sitting at my desk and moving some stuff around so I could get on the computer. So I have those like 90% done. I'll get them to you, and we can we'll double up for the next meeting.
Yeah, we'll put them on the next one, no problem. Do we have any public input? Doesn't look like we have any public. All right, so just before we adjourn, just real quick recap. Tomorrow I will invite the remaining of the group to go on Canva and check out that brochure. Jonathan's gonna send us when Justine, that's right, that's her name,
Yeah, Justina, yes.
It's Justina, when she comes back from the cruise, he'll send us a little mock-up. And other than that, it sounds like we'll be good to go.
Right. She might actually even get it tonight. There's a possibility that we'll be able to do it this evening when we're doing some other work, but I just wouldn't count on it. If we can, that's great.
Okay, no problem, Jonathan. All right, so I'm just looking for a motion to adjourn.
Can I get a motion to adjourn?
You're making a motion to adjourn.
I'm making a motion.
Can I get second?
And I will second. Kevin will second that.
Can I just get a roll call, or what, now I'm all messed up.
Sorry.
Aye.
Cynthia Boland, aye.
Christina De Oliveira, aye.
Kevin Smith, aye.
All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Sorry.